September 11th, 2001 is one of the most talked about dates in modern history. On that day, it was as if a large stone had been dropped into a very still pond, and by the time the second plane had crashed into the South Tower of the World Trade Center, the ripples had already begun to spread. They continue to spread to this very day, and every one of us has been touched by them.
Terrorist group Al-Qaeda took over 3 planes and crashed it in different areas of America.
A lot of people had to suffer and are still suffering due to it. It's hard to actually put your head around so many people dying.
I think the world's kind of embraced 9/11 since 9/11 because everything's become so much stricter than it was before.
It was like the 9/11 that triggered the war in Afghanistan, and it's affected a lot of people since then.
What it did is it made all Muslims, no matter where they were, a target for bigotry and hatred.
People are judged on their looks, on their religion, big beard, terrorists. That's everyone's perception nowadays.
I think maybe Osama bin Laden just thought it was a duty for his religion or something because he's an extremist.
Everyone's allowed their own viewpoint, but in the same point, it shouldn't be taken to the extreme where there's so many deaths caused.
In September 2012, winners and runners-up from the 9/11 National Schools Competition spent 4 exciting days in New York. As well as seeing the sights, they visited the 9/11 Memorial and spoke to those affected by the attack.
My name is Charlotte Hampson. I am the winner of the film side of the 9/11 competition. I made a 5-minute film called How Did 9/11 Change the World? I think what people don't realise until they've gone to New York and they've spoken to somebody who it's affected is that the emotional response that is still there is huge.
9/11 caused widespread...
So I wanted to enter the competition because I wanted to know more about the tragic events that happened on 9/11, and not just through the eyes of the media and through documentaries that I watched on the anniversary, but through my own research and my own understanding of the events.
My name is Aisha and I'm a Car Hill student. As one of the minority Muslims in Car Hill, I can safely say that I've never experienced Islamophobia.
I've just started researching the topic of 9/11 on the internet, and because I am a Muslim, I decided to research that line of interest.
Dear Juliet, they say the sky burned red that night, and all the dust in the desert wasn't enough to fill the gaps left behind from the blasts. It covered everything, dust settling on the living and craters alike. A scar in New York's landscape that will last until the memorial lights shine in the sky above the city.
9/11 increased the priority of addressing terrorism, and it became a key issue for Western governments to tackle. George Bush declared it was like a once-in-a-lifetime trip because you got to do things that you wouldn't normally get to do when you go to New York, and some of the people we met were really interesting, and the experience will stay with me.
If you're thinking of entering the competition, I'd really try to put your own viewpoint on the subject, and don't take other people's viewpoints that you've seen on YouTube or the media or whatever.
If someone is thinking of entering the competition, I would say definitely go for it, but don't be limited by what you think you know, because by doing your research and talking to other people, you will find out so much more.